I believe right now in the presidential politics, and there's so much going on, but two of the biggest issues are the COVID vaccine, obviously, and this mail-in voting. And I'm going to tackle both of these for you so you can share to all the Nimrods out there of what's really going on. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, right now, I mean, this is just crazy. There is this big push. They're calling it Operation Warp Speed by the president to develop a vaccine. Now, you heard me yesterday talk about the fact that 67% of Americans would wait to even take the vaccine. Now, here's what I want to focus on. Trump is trying to get a vaccine done as fast as possible. What is Biden, the Democrats, accusing Trump of? He's going to rush it. He's trying to rush it. He doesn't want to get ready. And they're actually saying to Trump, and all of us who support Trump, that Trump is moving too fast on the vaccine. He's rushing it. And it's not going to be ready, and he's doing it all before the election. He's just trying to get it done before the election politics. And you know what? The national media doesn't have any problems with any of that at all. Now, I'm going to flip the switch on them. How messed up is it that people are so worried about the vaccine, and all these same people are worried about people dying and all this stuff. And they're wanting for the vaccine not to come out as soon as possible. Who's playing politics with the vaccine? The same people, this is the Democratic way of thinking. The same people who are crying, oh my God, we can't do anything. We got to shut everything down. We got to wear masks. COVID's killing people. These same people are mad that Trump is trying to get it as soon as possible. Now, I got to say this. If you're an American citizen, don't you want the vaccine as soon as possible? You don't give a damn about the election. You don't care about squat. You want the vaccine as soon. So, for the Democrats, it's wrong for Trump to rush the vaccine, which every American should say, thank you very much, Mr. President, rush that damn vaccine. That's not okay. But it's okay for them to say, oh no. So how many lives are going to be lost? How many lives are going to be lost if we put this off past November? What if people need it now in September and October? The vaccine, people are going to die. Do you see how they think? They're the ones that are making this a goddamn political issue. Straight up. Who in America doesn't want the vaccine as soon as possible? The Democrats don't want it until after November 4th. Regardless of how many people might die. The same people moaning about dying. Now, what I just laid out there, I haven't heard from anybody. I like being original. Now, let's tackle the next issue. And this makes my head explode. Voting. And the way I look at voting is there's identity, there's the absentee, in person, and mail-in. I'm going to first start with this, because this was the battle that was raged last 2016. It is incomprehensible to me. I mean, it defies all common sense. I've been having conversations a lot with some friends recently, old friends, new friends, about how it is maddening to deal with people that just aren't rational. I mean, maddening. People like my father, people like the defense in the Durrani litigation. I mean, just I mean, it's just people who are just irrational people. How can anybody get worked up about a requirement that you are properly identified with a driver's license or equivalent to vote? Are you kidding me? There's going to be a punchline to this when I get done here. Then there's the absentee ballots. They've been going on forever. Makes sense. Military, you're going to be out of town. The absentee process seems okay, seems rational to me. In-person voting. Oh, I left out a big one. Early voting. In-person voting. Makes sense to me. You can show the ID. In-person voting. What the heck? Early voting. Is there anything more stupid than early voting? Why? You don't have all the facts and information. An election day is an election day. The concept that we're giving people 60 days to vote, 30 days to vote, when you don't know, what if it comes out that a candidate, he's up by 30 points, and a week before the election, it turns out he's a pedophile. And you have an election date because candidates plan things that they want to do up until that point. It's a building up point. They're eliminating all of that. And not only that, like there can't be corruption in early voting. Meanwhile, the mail-in votes, there's people reporting they're getting 2 or 3. I understand there's 7 states that are mailing out to everybody. Now, really? You don't see the corruption there? Voting is so important that somebody, here's who I want voting. Somebody who's paying attention and cares enough to go freaking vote. Making voting easier makes us more of a democracy instead of a democratic republic. And then the room for fraud in early voting, mail-in voting, the lack of the identity. I mean, it's insanity. Fraud. And then guess what? Guess who wins? Lawyers. Trump has to hire 1,000 lawyers. Democrats got lawyers, lawsuits, judges, cases going on. Remember what I tell you? Who screws up this whole country? The lawyers. The big law firms make money no matter what the hell happens. But this just makes no sense. No sense at all. What we've done to voting. If we keep eroding it away, we'll soon be able to text in our vote. Just like The Voice. Text in your vote. And it's not a good thing. It is a dangerous thing. And the room for fraud is rampant. Rampant. Now, who wants this? Who wants this? The Democrats. The Democrats. Why? Because they're gangsters. They are full-fledged gangster politicians. Hillary, Obama, Biden, they're just gangster politicians. Ruthless gangster politicians. So they know that they can exploit all of this to their benefit. But these are 2 incredibly huge issues which is going to decide the election maybe. It's maddening. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. There's something for you to think about.